It's just after 10 in the evening, and singer Jason Aldean has the honor of closing out a three-day country festival. 22,000 people are gathered in front of the stage, a stone's throw from Las Vegas Boulevard. Suddenly, the audience hears a crackling sound. They think it's fireworks, but soon panic spreads. Someone is shooting. On this day 3 years ago, 64-year-old Stephen Paddock mercilessly shot and killed 58 people during an ongoing music festival in Las Vegas. It is the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Security guard Jesus Campos walks up the stairs of the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas. He is on his way to check a door that has set off an alarm in the stairwell on the 32nd floor. When he reaches the door, it won't open. It shouldn't be like that. The door should always be open so that people can escape if there is a fire. Jesus goes down the stairs, takes the elevator up from the floor below, and reaches the door that has set off the alarm. Then he sees something strange. Someone has screwed the door into the door frame with hinges. That's why it wouldn't open. He calls maintenance, and at that moment, he hears a crackling sound. He thinks someone is drilling nearby. Jesus starts walking down the corridor away from the alarm door. The crackling sound again, and suddenly it burns in his leg. Jesus throws himself behind a wall and takes cover. Blood is running from his leg. At the same time, he sees his colleague Stephen Schuck crossing the corridor. Jesus shouts at him to take cover. Someone is shooting. 6 days earlier, on Monday, September 25th, a 64-year-old man named Stephen Paddock checks into the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas. He wants a nice view of the country festival that will take place in a few days. The rooms are occupied, and it will take 5 days until Saturday for one of the rooms to become available. Until then, Stephen plays slot machines, eats well, buys candy, and has pleasant conversations with the hotel staff, who almost daily help him carry bags he has brought to the hotel. Eventually, he gets the room for free because he is such a good customer. But Stephen Paddock hasn't checked into the hotel for the view. He has come to kill people. He has planned his attack carefully. Outside his hotel room, he installs cameras so he can monitor what happens outside his door. He also screws the stairwell door shut, either to make it harder for police or to prevent guests from escaping. He makes sure to be heavily armed. The bags he brought to the hotel are filled with weapons and ammunition. In the hotel room, police will later find 23 weapons and thousands of rounds of ammunition. At 10:05 p.m. on Sunday, October 1st, singer Jason Aldean is on stage below the Mandalay Bay Hotel. He is closing out the three-day country festival in front of 22,000 attendees. Suddenly, the audience hears a crackling sound. Some think it's fireworks to conclude the festival, but soon terror spreads. Someone is shooting. One by one, they are hit by bullets and panic ensues. Meanwhile, inside the Mandalay Bay, Stephen Paddock points his weapon at the hotel room door. He hears someone walking outside and starts shooting right through the door. This is when he hits Jesus Campos in the leg. Jesus saves his friend Stephen Schuck and another woman in the corridor by warning them. He also calls security. What Jesus doesn't know at that moment is that Stephen continues to shoot wildly out the window at the festival goers below. The shooting lasts for 10 minutes. Festival attendees throw themselves to the ground, but most realize they must flee. Otherwise, they will be hit by bullets and trampled when panic spreads. Police who are already inside the hotel reach the floor below Paddock's within 5 minutes of the shooting starting. It takes another 5 minutes for the police outside the hotel to locate where the shots are coming from. 12 minutes after the shooting starts, the police reach Paddock's floor. Jesus Campos can pinpoint where the shots are coming from, and the SWAT team is called in, but it will take almost an hour before they can break into the room. By then, Stephen Paddock has long been dead. He had shot himself in the head. The investigation lasts almost a year, examining 250,000 images, 22 hours of video footage, and following up on around 2,000 tips. Stephen Paddock left no suicide note. So, who was he? Paddock had no children and had been divorced twice. He had financial problems due to a gambling addiction and drank quite a bit. His father was the infamous bank robber Benjamin Paddock, who was on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted list from 1969 to 1977. Stephen Paddock was not part of any terrorist organization and had no prior criminal record. Everything indicated that he acted entirely on his own. But why? This question remains unanswered even today. The FBI found no other motives than Paddock's poor financial situation. The 64-year-old was also struggling with aging and had increasing difficulty handling everyday stress. He seemed to want to end his life and possibly aim to achieve a certain level of notoriety through what is termed an extended suicide. The event, like many times before in the USA, sparked debate about the country's liberal gun laws. This time it had some effect. Several states banned a certain device that Paddock used, a so-called bump stock, which makes it possible to fire bullets at a higher rate, around 800 per minute. However, the change in law did not stop future shootings. Several survivors from the Las Vegas shooting were, a year later, present at yet another mass shooting. 12 people died when a lone gunman opened fire in a bar in California. One of the victims there had survived Paddock's rampage on October 1, 2017, an incident that remains the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history.